Good evening, Sayanthan. I would like to thank you for agreeing to share your experience on your data center transformation journey to the Microsoft Cloud.
Thanks, Keith. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much for offering us a time to, share our experience with others, so everyone can probably adapt certain best practices, to go to cloud and make their journey easy.
Yeah, thank you, Sayanthan, for taking time to join. So my first question to you is, you decided to make this move during the pandemic, during last year. So maybe this might be helpful for the other members in this audience as well. So how are you able to justify taking this bet to move your entire data center to a public cloud in Azure during this pandemic? So maybe if you can share with us what points you considered while you made this justification to yourself and your board as well.
Right. Very good question, Keith. Let me take it this way. And just to correct, actually, we have started this before pandemic. Actually, we started in February, where Sri Lanka got affected actually in March. So that's where most of us got affected, right? So we started the journey actually in February 2020, where we decided to basically take this journey with few visions and objectives set for us in our mind, and that was actually presented to the board. And we got the board blessing also. It's not only the cost saving. What we looked at is the future approach, how a typical IT should be, how the IT infrastructure should be in the future. Because it's no point looking at probably 1 year down the line or probably 2 year down the line. What we need to look at is beyond that. How the world is going to change, and what could be the challenges for us sticking to our traditional approaches of hardware and data centers, and how do we go beyond that, and how do we approach probably the latest technology adoption more easy with the approach. So we actually think through all this. Luckily, with this migration, there was an additional benefit. I believe now everyone is struggling with that. Is the shortage of hardware, right? If you want to do any projects right now, you are struggling basically. If you are not in cloud, basically you are struggling. That's a reality, right? So that comes after the migration actually. So what we really set is we set a zero hardware vision for us, because we believed we did a thorough analysis on cost benefit. That's the first thing we did. And second thing what we did is how our future looks like. What are the new technologies we are going to look at? How we are going to transform our organization digitally. So we assess and see whether we stick to our data center model and our traditional hardware model, whether that helps us or whether the cloud helps us. So that's where we identified the public cloud, and the amazing features what we are getting out of public cloud helps the IT to automate. Why I call it automate is you basically enhance the service availability. That's one of the benefit you will get on cloud. Why I say that is, even whatever expertise you have, hardware still fail, electronics still fail, right? So you need to still keep your army of people managing those with your suppliers and everyone. On cloud, basically you go for SLA model, and the cloud technology and the way the public clouds being managed, you can see barely you get a downtime, right? And then you improve service delivery. That's the point I highlighted now, which came with basically everyone's really facing it right now. If you really wanted to, let's say, launch a ERP, and if you need, let's say, 4 or 5 hardware servers, you're going to struggle right now, right? On cloud, it's just matter of few clicks. You basically start the service. That's how it flexible. And the technology enhancement on cloud, right? You can use available AI engine, data analytics capabilities, and you name it, right? Every cloud right now have all latest technology capabilities built in. So that's how we justify our journey to the board, and we set it as a zero hardware vision for us going forward. And actually, we successfully achieved that over the journey. And right now, we don't have any hardware servers running for any applications at the moment.
Thank you, Sayanthan. I think that was a great success story and a very good insight for people thinking about cloud. We know you moved over 50 VMs to the cloud during the span of time. If you can talk through your experience, the timelines, how long it took, and how was your experience working with Crayon as your partner and also Microsoft together, because we work very closely with Microsoft in helping you drive this transition. So if you can share a few words on that side, Santhan.
Right. Overall, it took nearly 10 months for us, not just the migration, because it's a journey. That's why I call it a journey. You need to start from a clear vision, and you need to get your board blessings, clear justification to board, not just only cost. You need to showcase all of the benefits and get the board blessing. Then you start basically looking at what is the right choice for you on the cloud. That's where now if I put it this way, um, any any cloud provider or any technology provider these days have enough of trainings for your staffs, right? Um, but why do we need a partner? Why do we need a strong principal presence in Sri Lanka for us to support the journey? We realized during our journey with Crayon and Microsoft. Why I say that is now, if we try to do it ourselves, we can still do it, but it's going to take among us time. It's going to take probably 2 or 3 years time for us to complete the migration, right? But with the expertise Crayon brought in, with the local expertise as well as the global expertise pool they brought into the project, and Microsoft support, especially with the fast track team from Singapore, they directly get involved with us on the project, helped us to put the architecture right within a very short period. And they went into detail of each and every services what we have, and they proposed the right solution for us. So we actually migrated, as Keith indicated, we have migrated 50 plus application during this cloud migration successfully. And I would say it became a reality for us with the great support we got from Crayon and the expertise pool they carry, as well as the Microsoft and their fast track team, which we I believe probably we are the first one to explore that particular program in Sri Lanka. But it really helped us. We got the right experts, because on certain workloads there are certain databases which we need to run on Azure. So that's where Microsoft came in very handy, and they brought the right expertise for us to help optimize it to the cloud platform and make the migration successful.
Thank you, Santhan. And just lastly, if you can tell the audience the key outcomes you have got out of this move, and maybe what you would tell like-minded CIOs if they are thinking of moving to a public cloud like Microsoft Azure.
Right. So as I told you, I we looked at in a few different ways. As I told you, as a CIO, as a visionary CIO, I would say, with a visionary board, if you have, and actually it's the CIO's duty actually to explain the visionary technology roadmap to any board, right? So few areas I believe we got benefit out of it. One is cost optimization. We actually saved nearly 30% of our operational cost. which is the annual cost I'm talking about, right? So we saved nearly 30% because of the cloud movement. And we avoided nearly hundreds of uh, I would say millions of capex, which we had planned for year 2001 and 22. Where since we have moved to cloud, we didn't go for any hardware capex incurring to our organization, and I believe that would have been becoming a biggest challenge for us with the current situation of a shortage of supply on the industry. The other thing is we improve the efficiency in few ways. One is if you really start a project right now, if you try to go for a RFP to procure certain hardware, it will take definitely 4 to 5 months for you to procure, implement, and configure and make it live. With the cloud, as I told earlier, it's few clicks actually, and actually you can spin up with a higher spec or lower spec and see how it performs, and you can tune it. So that capability and the flexibility is with cloud. If you adapt to hardware models, you basically stuck to what you have procured, right? And on-demand scalability. Now, any organization will grow. Any organization may have challenging time. So during your growth as well as your challenging time, your IT infra need to be flexible. So the only way you can make that adapt to the change of organization is cloud. With the OPEX model in hand, you can play with it. So you can make that as a benefit for you, which we actually benefited because of the pandemic situation. We scaled down several servers and infrastructures based on the demand. And it's catered to the work from home scenario. Because if you have it on your internal networks, if you stuck with your VPN connectivity, you are basically struggle. You will struggle to connect to your services. If it's at public cloud with the right security and right infrastructure, you can connect easily. Users can work like they work from office without any issues. And the last benefit is the technology adoption. You talk about AI, you talk about ML, you talk about IoT infrastructure, IoT platform, and you talk about even analytics, right? Um, Azure has the capability of supporting you with that. And they already have predefined templates. They already have well-established practices. So it'll be very easy for the journey. I believe everyone is adapting to digital transformation these days. So it becoming a priority for you to make your IT flexible, not only on process and people, on your infrastructure and services as well, right? With that, one of the key aspect we enjoy right now is the visibility on what's going on in our IT infrastructure and services through the Azure Monitor, Security Center. So the visibility on security, network, your performance, everything helped us. So I would highly recommend all CIS to explain, unless you have an issue with your regulatory bodies. Look at cloud as a serious option. You'll be a successful IT organization, an IT division, driving your growth of the organization, driving your digital transformation. Over to you, Keith.
Thank you very much, Sayanthan, for taking time with us and sharing those valuable insights. And so we wish you well in your digital transformation journey. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Keith. Thank you very much for having me again. And thank you very much for helping us on our journey. And I request you to help all other organizations who are willing to take that next step and move to their digital journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay safe.